It's not much, but it's a little bit of progress to potentially get MLB back on track to actually have some baseball this year in 2022. Let's get into what happened this week and the progress that has been made between the MLBPA and Rob Manfred and company. Let's go. 162 games, 30 teams, 33 days away. MLB by the numbers basically right now. 33 days until spring training. 66 days until March 31st, which is opening day. Tick tock. Time is ticking, people. Time is ticking. But good news is there's been some progress. Now, you guys have heard how I feel about this whole MLB thing and the Players Association and, basically what is this MLB lockdown? Well, again, I remind you, and I've kind of brought it up, basically to summarize it, because there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of news. It's very hard to keep up. But basically what the players want, they have a list of demands. They want like more money, or changes to the batting rule, or whatever it is. There's a big list of demands that a lot of players, not all of the players, but for the most part, they formed this, and there's always been like a players association, but they've kind of formed like a union in the MLB, and they have kind of come together, and they said, you know what? We have this list of demands. Rob Manfred, you're our guy. Let's look at you. We're asking you for this. Here's what we want. What can you do? This is it. Basically, they have gone on strike. Fans are shaking and they're nervous, shaking in their shoes about the start of the season. And again, this is a lockout. This is not COVID related. This has nothing to do with that. Players have demands and negotiations in place. Now, a tweet was put out today by Jeff Passan. I love this guy. He does amazing coverage for the MLB. I follow him on Twitter. A tweet was put out, and he said the meeting between the Major League Baseball Players Association and MLB is over. There is not a deal, nor did anyone expect one. The union made a broad proposal that included removing pieces of its past offers. And again, this was put out today as I record this on January 24th. He says, the good news, they're meeting again tomorrow, passes for progress. Yes. Hell yeah. Let's go. That's what you want to hear, baseball fans. That is the progress. I just tweeted out, and this goes, I kind of tell myself this for life. But the same can be said in this situation. Progress, not perfection. We're not perfect. All right. Progress over perfection. I don't want to get off topic and get into a tangent of motivational speeches here. But progress, it makes perfect, right? You're not going to be perfect, but you got to make some progress, right? Overall, again, the season is supposed to start March 31st, 2022. 162 games for 30 teams, right? I mean, we are literally, again, as I record this on January 24th, we are 33 days away from spring training. Well, forget about spring training. But more importantly, the regular season, 66 days until opening day, March 31st, right? Now, I'm going to share this real quick. I'll share this article. So this was put out just today, just this evening at 7 o'clock Eastern. MLB Players Union meet in person for the first time and plan to talk again on Tuesday. And again, I'm recording this on Monday night. So they want to meet tomorrow. Unless this uploads and you see it on Tuesday, they're meeting today. But either way, they're meeting on January 25th. Right? So overall, let me full screen this for you. This put out on Washington Post. by Chelsea Janes. New York, for the first time since Major League Baseball's team owners locked out the players in early December. A small contingent of MLB officials made the 5-minute trek from their Midtown Manhattan headquarters to those of the Union Monday. The sides had not met in person since before the lockout began. They met for just over 2 hours Monday afternoon in what an MLB official, I'm going to be honest, I can't read that word. Anyway, referred to as spirited exchange. Referred to it as a spirited exchange. Basically, how he said the interview or the meeting went. One in which the MLB Players Association dropped one of its biggest demands, which was reducing the time before players reach free agency from 6 years to 5, according to multiple people familiar with the discussions, in an attempt to create some momentum. So basically, they dropped it basically to kind of get this thing moving along. The move seems to have achieved that, at least to some extent, because after nearly 8 weeks of relative silence, that included one video negotiation session, MLB and the union plan to meet again on Tuesday. Again, this being on the 25th, tomorrow. Still, representatives from both sides emphasize that a deal remains far off. From MLB's perspective, the union's decision to stop pushing for change to the free agency system represented a prerequisite to productive negotiations. MLB representatives have maintained that the owners would never agree to a deal that includes that provision. God, I'm going to be honest, that's a lot of big words for me. But basically, they're getting this thing rolling, right? They're going to meet again tomorrow. They have met on video chatted, and they've talked about this, right? So what they want to do, again, it mentioned the MLBPA dropping one of its biggest demands, reducing the time before players reach free agency from 6 years and pushing that back to 5 years. They wanted to basically cut back how long you're on contract before you're a free agent, right? But they dropped that. So that's still going to be a 6-year thing. You know, you're under contract for, I guess, maximum 6 years or whatever it is. I don't know. That's something. And again, this doesn't really say much other than, you know, a deal remains far off. So they're still there. It's not like they're one step away from having an ultimate deal in this whole situation, right? It's not like that. What it is they're making progress, and it's moving itself along, but the train is slowly rolling down the track. It's not going 100,000 miles an hour or whatever. It's slowly moving down, right? But it's progress. Like I said, you know, I tell myself every day, wake up, you know, give thanks. And a motivational thing, I tell myself, man, we're not perfect. Progress, though. Make some progress every day. Put it in this situation. I think that's what they did this morning. I think that's what they did this weekend, right? Again, but time is ticking. Fans are nervous, right? Fans are nervous. We want baseball. We want it so bad. But because now it started out, by the way, when this whole thing started, players wanted demands. They wanted better salary. They wanted changes to like the, what is it, no-hitter rule or designated hitter or whatever it was. They had all these demands, right? They just wanted some changes. Some people kind of went along with what they were saying, like, oh, yeah, they've needed to change that. Or I would agree with that. Some were kind of out of norm. I don't know. But again, it's good to see some progress here. The Players Association, right? And the players that are going up on strike and all the owners and everybody, I mean, there's two sides. They've kind of cut back on some demands. They are making progress, though, because we're getting somewhere. They're giving out stuff that the MLBPA and Rob Manfred and everybody sitting there that's kind of making the ultimate decision is kind of sitting there like, all right, I can roll with that. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're making some progress, right? But how close are we to this? I mean, and you cannot sit there like, what are the chances? What are the chances? Right? Spring training is 33 days away, as I mentioned. Right? We're talking, I think it's like February 26th. Okay? What are the chances this doesn't get settled by then? What if on February 25th, I believe it's the 26th that it starts. Maybe it's the 24th. But either way, let's say the day before spring training is supposed to start. Now, that's different from opening day is the start of the regular season. But spring training is still a big deal. And yes, it is February 26th. One of the first games up, Boston Red Sox and Atlanta Braves. Well, let's say 25th of February. They still have not made a decision. You are 1 day away from spring training and the start of some games, right? But on the 25th, they say, all right, fine, case closed. You want better pay. You want to change this up a bit and whatever demands, right? And they come to an agreement basically for whatever it might be. Let's say they do that. Like last minute, like the day before they're supposed to play, they come to an agreement. Are we starting right away the next day? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest from my perspective. I don't care if they drag this out till February or whatever. I just hope, like, I would give them, me personally, I'm not saying the players or anybody, but I'm hoping as a fan, you want this to be done. At the very least, you hope by, let's say, February 14th, around Valentine's Day, right? For all you loved ones out there, I don't know. Around that time, you would hope that they've said, case closed, this meeting's adjourned, we got it taken care of. On February 26th, y'all can go out and we can start spring training. That's what you hope for at least. At most, let's say they drag this out until the start of March. I would give them until maybe, let's see, look at this calendar here. I'd give them maybe till March 7th. I would give them maybe the 8th or whatever. I give them the first full week of March. And if nothing is figured out by then, maybe there's no baseball. I hate to say it, but man, I hope this doesn't drag out and then all of a sudden it's summertime. We still haven't seen any baseball or anything because nobody can agree on anything. And then they say, oh, we've reached an agreement. We can play. And it's like July and you got like only 4 months of the season. Oh my gosh, what is this? Like the COVID year? Crazy nonsense. But it's progress. I'm getting off track. The point is, if you're a baseball fan and you're reading this news, you're hearing these reports, and you're watching everything unfold. If you're watching it all unfold, we're getting close. We're making some progress. Let's pick this up. Come on. Woo! Again, I say, 33 days away from spring training. Opening day is March 31st. That's 66 days away, about a little over 2 months. The MLB and the Players Association are going to meet tomorrow on January 25th. Is that going to be a final decision? It's possible, but it's also not likely. It's like a big court case, is what this is, right? A court case can either be decided in one trial, or they drag it out a few days, and you hear from different sides of testimonies and jury and everybody, right? Witnesses, right? That's kind of like how this is, but it's not really a court trial. It's nothing like that, but it's a big deal because there's something at stake, and you're not going to have an answer right away. You could, but basically, bottom line is they're going back and forth. The players are coming up with ideas, demands, and everything. They're going on strike, right? They're taking it to Rob Manfred and company at the MLB, and they're saying, here's our list of demands. Here's what we got for you. Look it over. What can we do? Where can we meet you in the middle on this? They have yet to meet in the middle, shake hands 50-50. They have yet to do that. But they're making progress according to reports, right? Again, the one I shared with you guys, and I don't know who trust or whatever, the Washington Post, but at least what I was reading, and a couple different posts said this, but again, they meet in person for the first time, on Tuesday. Now they've met over like Zoom or whatever, like they met in person for the first time today on Monday. They're meeting again tomorrow on Tuesday for the second time in person. So they haven't actually met in person, but when I say like they've gone down there and all, like they've been back and forth. They see tweets, they follow each other, they know what's up. The Rob Manfred and company, they're in contact with these owners. They're in contact with coaches who are in contact with players, and they write back and forth and whatever. Right? They're in contact. But meeting in person is a huge thing right here. You're sitting at a big table, I'm imagining, in a big conference room. You're talking business with businessmen. This is a big deal. Are we close to getting baseball back? I think so. But just because you're close to something, just because the light, and I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble. I'm not trying to jinx us or anything. I hope and I pray I don't. But you're making progress. You're getting closer and closer and closer. But they meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day if you're a baseball fan. This is a big deal. And it can either be good or bad. Because, it's possible a big decision is made tomorrow. It's possible that they come to a conclusion and we can end this and start on time. It's possible. Probably not likely. It's also possible, man, it could blow up in the players' faces. It could bounce back at us as baseball fans. For all we know, Rob Manfred and company could sit in there and just be like, yeah, hell no. Hell no. And it could bounce back. It could get us and bite us in the tail. It could hit us in the face. Man, we need some baseball. Need some competition. We got basketball going on. Love what my Crimson Tide and everybody's doing. A couple months out from March Madness, of course. But, man, baseball, that's the sport right there, man. I want it. A lot of the players want to play. But the thing is, and the players did this. The players just basically, they have some demands. They want to make some changes. And to a certain extent, I don't blame them. But at the same time, this is ridiculous. Man. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I want to hear from you guys in the comments section. Any baseball fans out there, let me know what you think about what's going on. Are we going to start on time? Are we going to have spring training? What do you think is going to happen on Tuesday in this big, big meeting with the MLB and the Players Association tomorrow? What should we expect? Anybody out there? Again, I showed the tweet too from Jeff Passan. The meeting between Major League Baseball Players Association and MLB is over. The there is not a deal, nor did anyone expect one. Union made a broad proposal that includes removing pieces, removing pieces of its past offers. And then let me remove this here. The good news, they're meeting again tomorrow, passes for progress. So basically, it's progress. Progress makes perfect, right? For the most part. But again, a lot could happen tomorrow, and it could take a step back or it could take a huge step forward, and we could be going in a positive, consistent direction. But again, we'll see. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Comment down below what you think about all this. I think it's all crazy, and I just want to watch them play the game. That's really all it is. Why do we need this drama? I get players want demands. I get it, but it's just going to take so long. Back and forth negotiations. It's kind of crazy. Just give us some baseball. That's all I got to say. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. I'll see you guys next time. Love y'all. Jesus loves you. Got an amazing plan for you. Just trust him and believe that. Love y'all. God bless. As always, Roll Tide. Woo!